Yo, what's up, world? We're back at the Inspiration Experience. As promised, every single episode, we're going to have a new legend hosted by Black Oxygen, David Nicolaou, and Jeff Gum of Gum Media Partners. This guy, was a super big inspiration of us following our dreams and goals. You know him from CKY, from Jackass, Viva La Bam, one of the greatest skaters in history. My friend, thanks for coming by the crib, the one and only Bam Margera.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
How you doing today, bud?
Legend. I am good. Every month for a week, I come here to visit my son, Phoenix the Wolf. He's 7 years old. He lives in Burbank.
That's awesome.
So, it's a lot of traveling as well as all the Comic-Cons I do on the weekend, whether it's any state of the world or different country. I've been traveling more than ever. Let's just get right to it. I took about a decade off just to get as Larry the fuck up as I could, because one day I was looking outside of my house and I'm just looking at a purple Lamborghini, a blue Lamborghini, an Audi R8, a Porsche Panamera, a Bentley Continental, a purple Bentley, a Bentiaga, two Hummers, a Range Rover, and a 1929 Mercedes, an S55 Mercedes, and I'm just like, I have ran out of goals. I am just going to get fucked up now.
What up, y'all? It's Bam Margera, and I just did a brand new collaboration with our friends at Black Oxygen. So make sure you check it out and order now at blackoxygenmusic.com. Rock and roll.
And I showed me. So when that got boring, I was like, man, am I ever going to stop drinking? I would wake up this whole hair of the dog thing and then crack open another beer, and I would not skate. I didn't do anything except go to an Irish pub and crack jokes all day and whatever. And it just became very depressing. And then I developed a drug habit from that. And it honestly took 5 seizures at 20 minutes apiece, and on the last seizure, I was in the hospital because a shaman took me there in Escondido, and I couldn't breathe on my own. So I woke up 8 days later with a tube down my throat on life support with COVID and pneumonia, and that was like, I'm done. I'm gonna either die this way. I'm lucky I didn't die then. The nurse was crying because I came out of my whatever you call coma. And the sad part is that if I would have went into 1 20-minute seizure and that was it, I would have just been like, whoa, that was weird. Somebody grabbed me a beer. That was weird. It took 5 and then life support with a tube down my throat to make me cool my jetpack.
Man, did they know what caused the seizure?
Drugs. I was up for 4 days, I can tell you that. And then, my diet was pretty much, I think, red wine at the time. I don't know. I switch it up with vodka, ginger ale, and all that. But it was like red wine, didn't eat much at all, and then I think I did some booger sugar. I did that and all the mixture combined. I just was sitting by the fire. I went into a trance looking at the fire, and then I just started convulsing. Man. It was like gnarly.
Man. I've been seeing on your Instagram, it's like, just super positive vibes, like you're crushing the game, And it's just awesome. When you had that moment that was like, I'm going to turn my life around for the best forever, what was that story?
So it's very hard for, like a millionaire to hit rock bottom, because when you think of rock bottom, you're thinking a homeless guy in a tent. Their parents told him to kick rocks. They have no friends. They told him to kick rocks, and they're just digging in a dumpster for a peach pit. Well, my rock bottom was I just left Lamar Odom's treatment place, which was actually like his house right there in Calabasas area, and then I just find myself in my purple Bentley under a bridge, like the Chili Peppers song, in a tent. And then there was like this 20-year-old homeless black chick who was like really cute, but she needed a fucking shower. So I was like, yo, come and shower in my room. I'll buy you an outfit. And I went to Ross's Dress for Less and did. And then I said, I have to go run an errand real quick. I'll be right back. I came back and she was gone, luckily, because if she was still there, who knows what I would have done. I would have catch some kind of Hep A, B, C, D, you name it. But I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is it. So I checked into the Sunset Marquee, never prayed in my entire life, and I got down on my hands and knees for real. I was like, dear God, if I wake up tomorrow from this drug overdose I'm planning, fuck you. But if I do wake up, you better deliver me the hottest eye candy with A-cup tits and a tan pit bull to save me now. So I woke up the next day, I'm like, shit, I'm still alive. God damn it. So I go to the pool and I order a Bloody Mary, and I'm just sitting there, and I instantly overhear, listen, I'm 43, Sicilian Irish, born in Jersey. I'm like, I'm 40, I'm Sicilian. I was born in Philly over the bridge. I'm like, whoa. I have to talk to her. So then I did, and she's like, I'm a stretch coach and a model, and I'm like, stretch coach. The doctor in 2013 said that my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse. Good luck trying to skate. Reach down to touch your toes. I did. Hamstring popped. I was out for a year, which made me drink even more. So I'm like, I already know I need this chick. Yeah. And then she's like, I really like you. Do you want to go walk my dog? I'm like, what kind of dog do you have? Already looking at her A-cup tits. She's like a tan pit bull. I'm like, thank you. Here she is. And we've been together ever since.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's solid 2 years married for one. And
beautiful.
She hates drugs and alcohol, and she laid down the law. She's like, look, you have a gay boyfriend. I'm like, I do? Yeah, it's called alcohol. And if it touches your lips, you're cheating. So you got a gay boy? I do? I'm not really aware of that. Who's my gay boy? It's called alcohol. If it touches your lips. I'm thinking, I'm like, did I get drunk and kiss some dude or something?
How long ago was that you were stretching and you tore your hamstring?
That was 2013.
Okay.
Because I was on a rock tour called Fuckface Unstoppable.
Yeah.
And, you hear all these stories like, dude, Ozzy Osbourne was crazy. He peed on the Alamo. My drummer, Rubbish, he came on the Alamo naked. I'm like, what? And he's in a band called Guttermouth. And when he's not on that band, he's in a band called Leftover Crack. So, you want to hear some NAR stories that were completely bonkers,
Oh, yeah.
When you're Motley Crue and all this stuff, you got a record label that pays for the whole thing. Well, I'm on like an Australian tour, and I know that I have like $500,000 that I just plan on blowing.
Right.
And I'm I would miss the flight, so then they'd order a bus to drive me 5 hours to Canberra from Melbourne. I'm like, fuck that noise. I'm getting a private jet, and I would, and blow just $20,000 on it like an idiot. I've probably taken so many helicopters for no reason. Well, there was a reason to get there on time, but if I didn't wake up so Larry to fuck up and not be able to make the flight. Dude, alcohol has completely put me in such a downward spiral that it took me being off of it and realizing the effects that it would do. Because if you said, yo, Bam, are we going to go to the gym tomorrow like we planned on at high noon? If I wake up hungover and I crack open a beer, all bets are off.
Yeah, that's the day.
That's the thing. Yeah. And any activity, I don't like to sweat when I'm drinking because it ruins my buzz. I don't like to. My mom's like, why don't you drink a beer, then drink a water, then drink a beer? I'm like, what is the point of that? I'm medium drunk. Now I'm not. I'm medium drunk. Now I'm not. That doesn't make sense to me. So, once I stopped, Steve-O would tell me, like, dude, you stop drinking, you're going to see all these neat things happening. Well, not when I'm in treatment, and every day I have to take a class to find out that alcohol's bad and it's not any good. Right. And then I have to go to therapy, and then I have to pay $800 for neurofeedback. Then I have to visit the doctor and pay him $800 for 18 pills that I don't even want because it leads to suicidal tendencies.
Yeah, for real, man.
Why isn't that on the Jackass show that I remember one time you were talking about how everyone was drinking at the Roosevelt Hotel and you were like off in rehab somewhere.
So like, why is it that now that I look at the whole fucking thing, it was the most torturous thing on the planet because, Bam, we're thinking about doing a Jackass 4, but you need to get it together.
It's not the same without you.
So then COVID hits, and there's a Hollywood ban on all movies. So the rule is that I'm 3,000 miles away in Philadelphia, and I'm not allowed to drink TBD because we don't know. I'm like, we don't even know when we're filming because of the COVID ban. So for a year, if I even get caught sipping a beer at my home, I'm like, who even cares? Like, I'll get it together when we know when we're going to film. But if I get caught sipping a beer in the comfort of my own home, you're going to fire me? I had to pay for $100,000 and 90 days of treatment. Then I went in the longest Florida shuffle, which was 2.5 years, 13 different treatment centers at 90 days apiece, $660,000 later. And, they're just such hypocrites. In Jackass 2, I got high five for having brass knuckles at the LAX airport, drunk as a skunk, and they said we got good press because the movie were just coming out, and I'm all over the place.
CKY had sold over like 1 million copies. What was like your inspiration? Like, I want to skate, I want to do these videos, I want to make these CKY videos. What was that story for all the fans watching?
A lot of people might think that it's like the Three Stooges and all this stuff. That might be those guys like Knoxville, not me. Danny Way in the Questionable video in 1992, Plan B video. It's all professional skate tricks, gnarly, but every once in a while, he would just like throw a pie on a dude riding a bike down the street and then he'd fall. And I thought it was funny. He's just a 16-year-old punk ass kid.
That's awesome.
And then he jumps off of his roof into a trampoline and nearly breaks his nose. And then he, just all these things like that, that I'm like, that's sick. Now that you're 40, that's the thing. It's hard to determine what's funny as a jackass thing at the age of 46. In CKY, I'm 15 years old. I pull up to a Wendy's drive-thru, ask for a large Coke, and say fire in the hole just to throw it right back at the bitch and peel off. If I did that at 46, Bam belongs in a mental institution. If I kicked the door open at age 46 and beat my dad's ass at 70, whatever he is, Bam belongs in a mental institution. So
it's funny when you're a kid. Speaking of, I remember one time you were talking about Billy Idol cutting the roof off of your car, and Kim Jong-il wanted to view it. So you're trying to explain this to a doctor.
So I've been with the 13 different treatment centers I was in Florida at 90 days apiece. I was also in 2 mental institutions, and they all declared me as schizophrenic. And I'm like, by no means am I schizophrenic. And then a year goes by, and now I'm thinking about it. When you're trying to marry your own sneaker because you're crazy and you're barking like a chicken for no reason and you're fucking jerking off with your own shit and drawing pictures on the wall, and I'm sitting there saying that Kim Jong-il flew my purple Lamborghini to Pyongyang, North Korea on the gumball rally because he just wanted to look at it. Then when I shipped it back to Atlantic City, Billy Idol cut the roof off of it. Schizo, this guy thinks he has a purple Lamborghini, friends with Billy Idol, and he shipped it to Pyongyang, North Korea. He's nuts. But if you look it up on the interweb, it's fucking true.
Hell yeah.
But of course they didn't do that because they just think I'm some nut just like everybody else, and they didn't know that I'm banned from fucking Jackass or whatever.
That's so cool too. Like your family, I know, has always been so supportive. Were you like, Dad, you'll get the video camera, let's start filming? And what was that like getting like your first? I know that you were the first human being in history to get a deal with Nike for skating, which is awesome.
And this is very ironic because when I signed a deal with Nike, first one ever do it, thanks to Remy Stratton, they were giving me $5,000 a month, which was really incredible at the age of like 15, 16.
For sure.
But anyway, it wasn't Nike SB. They didn't have it wired yet for skate shoes. And the skate shoes that they had, I could not do these tricks in. It hurt my feet. So I would buy these SSL shoes and tape a Nike sticker to it, and I got away with it for a long time until the skate industry started to figure this out. So now I just came from a meeting with Don Brown from S at the Dream Hotel, and we're doing a BAM shoe.
That's awesome.
With Velcro on it, so you can put a Nike thing switch on it if you want.
That's awesome.
Or you could leave it there if you want. But I have this new heartogram type logo that I patented that has 2 snakes with a gap in the middle, so it's almost a heartogram, but it just cuts off in the middle. So
that's cool
because there's such an argument about everybody fucking owns it. They tried to sue some kid from North Carolina who was making heartograms, and I really hoped that they would shut it down and win, but they didn't because the judge said that you can't patent a heart and a star. It's like trying to patent a plus sign. You need it for math.
Right.
You can't patent an equal sign. People need that shit. They're not going to pay you every time there's from 5 + 4 = 9.
Yeah, right.
You go put an equal sign. Well, fuck you, man. We need it. In May 2000, I flew to Helsinki, Finland for a skate contest, and every time I check into the Hilton Hotel, I would always watch the top MTV countdown.
Right.
But this is like a Scandinavian version of MTV. So you find all these cool bands, like 69 Eyes, Hardcore Superstar,
69 Eyes,
The Sounds, Turbo Negro, all them,
Danny had mentioned there's a 20th anniversary, she said.
There is.
That's cool.
coming out on Halloween.
Congratulations.
Because I directed the Lost Boys video, and I guess whenever you type in on YouTube, it's got the lowest form of quality on it, and Joe Franz found the old 16 mil and 35 mil film tapes, so he redigitized everything, doing a whole hour-long documentary of the making of video starring all the stunts that we did at Castle Bam. So
that's awesome.
So with him, the top countdown was right here in my arms, and he just looked like such a fucking rock star, and the image of the band was just such a rad looking image that I was like so determined to meet him. And when you open up the CD cover, it's got this rad looking heart with an upside down star, and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, that is the symbol.
Yeah.
You know, because if you have an upside down star, people think it's witchcraft and all that. If it's just a regular heart, then you're a homo. So a heart and an upside down star together, it's like yin and yang. It's like fucking the regular cross and the upside down cross. It's all of it. Yeah, rock and roll. I'm everything. So, you know, it's a real meaningful symbol to me. I had it on my front door for 65 episodes of Viva La Bam. Right. So, you know, people in America just started assuming that I came up with this symbol. When they do any kind of research, it'll take you a minute to figure out it's my favorite band from Finland called Him.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it really helped out the band. But when they got signed to Warner Brothers, pretty much thanks to me for $4 million, they like wanted me to take the heartogram off my fucking front door and shit because they think it's my... I'm like, what?
Yeah, you mad at promo?
Are you pretty much saying that, like...
You helped them out.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I mean...
What if I had a Black Oxygen sticker, like a massive sign out in front of my house, and then you guys give me a call, yo, everybody thinks your house is like the Black Oxygen band, when we're really from Kansas City now in Los Angeles. What? I'm promoting you guys. I like you guys.
How could you be mad?
How could you be mad?
No, I have such a deep respect for that, too, because you really put on so many different bands and artists and stuff like that just across the world, because you're in everyone's home every day and everyone knows you and loves you. Like, everyone feels like they know you.
Until CKY,
so I wanted full creative control when it came to Viva La Bam and the music. And if you've already heard it before, I didn't want it on.
For sure.
Even if I liked it. So, you know, let's just say... So we're going to drive this Hummer off a 600-foot cliff, and then it clips into ooh-wah! But I'm like, first of all, no. Second of all, it's already been heard, and I like to find new music. So whenever you think of the Hummer going off the cliff, you're going to think of this certain song that's very underground band. Dude, I would spend so much time in my car with the CDs. I'd put it in, play track one. If it sounded good or the riff was rad, even though it sounded like it was recorded in a trash bag in a basement, I'd still listen to it. If the voice sucked, I'd instantly just throw it out. Next. No. Yeah, pretty good. Track two. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, track three. All right, cool. I'm going to keep this one. Track one. Nope. I've thrown so many. And the thing is, when you spend $20 on one CD that sucks and it has to go out the window, which is what I would do, it was so depressing. But when you find something like Razor Blade Romance from Him, I became so obsessed with it that it didn't matter if I'm in Helsinki, Finland, Budapest, Romania, or China. If I went to a record store and found Razor Blade Romance, I'd buy every copy. To the point where I had fucking 300 copies at my house. It was just my thing. Is it there?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's there. I'm buying it. So, you know, I would have paid happily $10,000 for that album because I love it. I listen to it. It's a perfect album. I could hear it all day, every day, and I'll never get sick of it. If you could play a song and never get sick of it, that means you know that you love it. Yeah. There's been a lot of times where people would play me a song and be like, yeah, man, that was sick. That was good. And yeah, man, it was pretty good. Do you want to hear it again? No, I don't want to hear it again. And that's the thing. I'm not being mean. It's just, I heard it. I liked it. But I don't need to hear it again. Yeah, Yellow Wolf, play it again. Right. Play it over and over and over again. So, like, I was trying to figure out why this one artist wasn't like working out. He wasn't getting more hits. He wasn't getting a bigger fan base when he played. And I had to call Fred Durst about it and say, why is this? And he's like, well, let's start here. Is it the type of thing when you hear, what do you think? I'm like, it's good. He's talented. He has what it takes. And it's like, but do you want to hear it over and over again? I'm like, well, not really. He's like, what do you like to hear over and over again? I'm like, Yellow Wolf, CKY, Him, AFI. He's like, well, AFI. Maybe that's why. Like, you don't have any problem with it being bad, and you like it. It's good, but if it's not great, then why follow a guy called DJ Mediocre? Yeah. Why go see a guy called DJ All Right? Right. You want to go see DJ All Right tonight? Well, isn't it good? Well, it's all right. No, I don't want to. I want to go to DJ fucking Awesome.
Yeah, for real.
And it's because of you too. It's like CKY. You know, we discovered the band CKY.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm sure that was cool. You know, having a brother, like we're brothers. You know, living. You know, you guys grew up in this entertainment world.
Yeah.
And I know recently, like you're in the new Tony Hawk game. What was like your experience first meeting Tony Hawk and getting to be in the video game with him? I'm sure that was amazing.
You know, when I was 6 all the way up to 12, I rode nothing but Tony Hawk boards until I saw the H Street video, the Plan B video called Questionable in 1992. Then I started to rock Danny Way boards until I got my own sponsor, which was H Street, which later turned his name to EVOL. It's love backwards, evil.
Yeah, yeah.
Tony Hawk, got him tattooed right here. I went to the Tampa Pro in 2000, maybe even 1999, and Steve Barrett dared me to do a SSBSTS, which means switch stance backside tail slide on this ledge that was like this high, and it was like the highest one ever been done at that time. He bet me $100, and I really needed the money, and I did it. And Tony Hawk was like, "Yo, what are you doing this summer?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Do you want to go on the Tony Hawk tour?" I'm like, "Absolutely." That's awesome. So then we did the whole Tony Hawk tour, became really good friends, and he was on Jackass, Viva La Bam, and Bam's Unholy Union, and the movie Haggard, which I did in Pennsylvania, and developed a really good relationship, and he put me in the Tony Hawk video game, which later on bought me a red Ferrari when I was the age of 16. I don't even think I had my license yet.
Was that your first car?
I was just sitting in the driveway, yeah. No, my first car was an 89 Buick Regal that my aunt gave me for free with a big Misfit skull painted on the hood. And then for a brief moment after that, I had an 84 Honda Civic. I had this Nissan Altima white that was whatever. It is what it was. Then all of a sudden I had all in like the same month. Black Audi A4, Nogaro blue Audi S4, and then a Ferrari Medina 2000 red.
Wow, that's a beautiful car.
And then an S55 Mercedes compressor after that one, AMG.
Hell yeah.
All within the same like couple months.
So you love cars.
I had this weird thing. I was like 6, and I'm like, if I save $1 every day, by the time I'm 20, I'll be able to get a fat fucking car.
Hell yeah.
And I really was like piggybacking it up. I'm like, well, I'm going to be 20 one day.
That's the mentality, right?
Yeah. And my mom was going through the garage, and she found this note from 5th grade. It said, when I'm 20 or older or whatever, I'm going to be best friends with Tony Hawk. I'm going to be a pro skateboarder. I'm going to drive a red Ferrari and whatever. And she's looking out at a red Ferrari at the age of 20 that Tony Hawk pretty much bought me from the video game. So she's
that's so sick, man.
I'm saving this.
I mean, that's so inspirational because I believe, like to anybody watching, if you have a dream and a goal, you can make it happen.
That's the mindset.
Here's the reason why.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I got a skateboard, that's all I wanted to do. And I would eat, sleep, drink, skateboard. I would skate to the school bus. I'd skate home. I'd skate all day. And that's all I wanted to do. And I never had a plan B. My plan A was I'm going to be pro, and I'm not going to stop until I get that. And if I did have a plan B, whenever times got tough, which they did a lot, I would have just fallen back on plan B. Or I'm going to go to California and see if I'm going to make it. If I'm not going to make it, I'm just going to go back to plan B, which is going home and working at it. No. I'm going to California and make it the end.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. How far off are you on your game to where you were? Because I know you said it took you a while to come back. Are you back?
Oh my God.
What was the story
What's your level now compared to back in the day?
I've seen you killing it, man.
So let's just start here. 18 different medications that I'm forced to take under Jackass's rules, which all led to stiff muscles, weight gain, erectile dysfunction, hair loss, suicidal tendencies, which I extremely had at one point. And I got out at 250 pounds with my hair pretty much missing. And I was just so fat, depressed, and off balance that I actually got to skate one day on a 3-foot quarter pipe. I tried to pop shove it nose to revert, and I leaned back and hyperextended my elbow. My arm won't go straight anymore. The bone was sticking out, and I broke my wrist for the 15th time. So my confidence was really low at that point, and I'm like, I'm never going to be able to skate again. And it is not like riding a bike. You just can't get on it and do it. You have to start everything over to the point where I had to forget. Whenever I show up to a skate park, whoever's there calls all their friends and says that I'm there. So if there's 10 people there when I show up, there'll be 100 by the end of the hour.
Yeah.
And they all film me. And I don't like to get filmed when I'm looking at the park, warming up, cruising around, not doing any tricks. Boom, sucks. He came here for 20 minutes and did nothing. So I had to let all that go and be like, I'm going to cruise around forever if I want to. And I don't care if you're filming, and I don't care if you're filming, and I don't care if you double dog dare me to do a fucking kickflip on the bank. If I'm not feeling it, fuck you.
Exactly.
So when I gave that up and just skated for fun, and if you want to film me, you can film me. I'm not going to do anything, but if you want to film me, cruise around, go ahead. You're not going to get anything neat. And then when I stopped that, because I would always show up and be like, kids are here, they're filming. Oh, what do I have in the bag? I'll try a tray flip nose stall or something.
Right,
and I get all frustrated trying it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no, I'm going to cruise until my legs feel comfortable and my muscle memory comes back. Now I have a stretch coach of a wife that stretches me an hour a day.
That's awesome.
It's very effective. I recommend every skateboarder needs one. And, without the alcohol dehydrating my muscles, I'm now doing ginger shots and eating healthy and all that stuff.
That's awesome. There you go.
So, and is what they don't teach you in treatment is structure. They teach you that alcohol's good and it's not any bad. Well, what are you going to do when you get out? I'm going to sip on a White Claw because fuck you. Anyway, they don't teach you structure, and that's all I need. My wife looks me up and down. She goes, you have never had a 9-to-5 job. You've never had a boss tell you what to do. You work on your own time, whether you're out drinking or out painting or out editing or out skating. You'll do it till the sun comes up if it's fun. And I don't care if you're hanging out with Bon Jovi getting ready to jerk off Iggy Pop. You're going to bed at 10 and that's that. Dude, Iggy Pop showing up in the living. I don't care. You're going to bed. And I do. I wake up at 6 very refreshed and ready to skate.
For sure.
That's great.
And then you had also, in the past couple years, I think you tore your ACL, MCL.
Yeah.
Man,
and groin. Pulling your groin is the worst.
Man,
it's just
real.
It's just right there. And you'll be in traffic and even 15 minutes of traffic, you'll have to pull over on the side of the road and walk around for 10 minutes because it's got that sciatica pain.
Yeah.
And you go to the hospital and they can't do really anything about sciatica.
Jeez, man.
But man, let's sum it up. 16 staples in the head from cracking it open. Multiple concussions, probably 5 or 6. 3 broken feet, 4 broken feet, 8 broken ribs, 4 broken ribs, broken clavicle, 15 or 16 broken wrists, probably about 8 over here, every finger, every toe, tailbone, which sucks.
Yeah.
And a lot of pulled muscles. And somebody asked what the worst pain was. And I'm like, well, it was a fucking toothache that I showed up to the emergency room on a Friday night, and there was this big long line of drunk frat boys from the college area. And I'm like, I show up with a napkin and a pair of pliers. I'm like, I'm not waiting in this line. You're going to fast track me back there because if you don't, I'm going to rip this fucking thing out right now. They're like, come on back. So they did. And that was the worst pain. It was a toothache.
Man.
Next was
that's crazy.
Freezing to death in a drunk tank in Vista, California. Because they won't give you an Amish quilt because you might hang yourself with it. Well, there's no hooks and I don't want to do that. Yeah. I'm fucking cold. And whoever came up with this rule needs to sit there and find out for themselves for 17 hours because to shiver for even 10 minutes in the snow.
Yeah.
Not
pleasant.
Fucking.
Oh, it snows in Kansas.
Kansas has snow. So picture just being out there in a wife beater for 10 minutes. You'll be like, dude, this fucking sucks. No. I'm flexing. I have a 6-pack. To do that for 17 hours was pure torture. And then secondly, it was just broken ribs because if you break one, if you even cough, it feels like you're breaking it. If you sneeze, you pretty much are re-breaking it.
Right.
And God forbid you play me a romantic comedy, it's torture. You're like, So and you can't put a cast on it. You can't really ice it. That does nothing. You just got to sit there and fucking deal with it.
Yeah. I got up today, Bam, and I was just looking at the notifications, and just at random I saw it's like TMZ. There's a thing that went viral. It's about you were giving some positive feedback to help Britney Spears, right?
Yeah. Because I saw her driving all over the road, all Larry to fuck up, and I've been there. Dude, when you have a guardian at Lightham.
Recently? You saw her recently doing that? Or is this
it's on TMZ.
Okay.
Yeah. But I got a tattoo. Oops, they did it to me, too, because I feel for her. We both have guardians. Their only solution is, he did what? Oh, he smoked a pack of cigarettes, and I saw him sip 2 sips of a beer. 90 days of treatment. What's he doing now? Well, he's been good for the past week that I've been watching him, but I saw him smoke weed once. Treatment, 90 more days. Yeah. It's just treatment is the only fucking answer.
Right. Yeah.
And then 100,000 different pills that I don't need. I'm on nothing right now.
That's great.
That's
I'm
awesome,
on skateboarding, and I've been happier than ever.
That's the best drug ever.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
So
That's beautiful.
If you're such a smart, wise doctor, then how come I'm better than ever not on the 18 pills of bullshit that you gave me?
Right.
One of them goes, are you depressed? I'm like, well, if I am depressed, it's because I'm 250 pounds and I'm top heavy and I can't skate like how I used to. And that's kind of depressing. So I'm like eating salads in there and I'm gaining weight. I'm like, what the fuck? That's it. So I type in Depakote. It says #1 weight gaining pill. I'm like, motherfucker. Zyprexa, #2 weight gaining pill. I'm like, doc, why would you give me Zyprexa and Depakote if it's the #1 weight gaining pill? And I told you that if I am depressed, it's because I'm fucking fatter than a, he's like, well, it's an antidepressant. I'm like, but if I keep getting fatter, I'm going to be more depressed.
Yeah, how's that going to work?
I feel like a lot of the doctors, they just want to make money too.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's a racket.
Do you think?
Yeah.
If you leave with not any prescriptions, then I just lost myself a client.
Right.
Yeah.
If you leave on 18 different pills, kick back. Let's go to A to Z. You need all of them. You need a little bit of all of them because that's fucking 30 prescriptions that I just got a kickback from.
Exactly, man.
That's right.
And how did you not do the research to find out if I really did have a purple Lamborghini and Billy Idol did cut it off and the Gumball Rally did send it to Pyongyang, North Korea?
That's an easy
You
Google.
can't just, this guy's crazy, schizo.
Right.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
And you had your own castle. What was the story about getting your castle?
I guess my parents were pretty sick of me turning the house into a skate park and painting the whole kitchen blue and having an alligator in there. So I bought my own place on the second season of Viva La Bam, and we found this 14-acre property with
That was in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, that's in Pennsylvania. So we could pretty much, dude, in the first 10 years, it wasn't even like a home, really. It was more like a movie set.
Yeah.
We would play baseball in there and fucking knock out the windows. We had foam up to here with like a hot tub filled with Frosted Flakes and milk. And, we had a Civil War reenactment back there with 200 rebels and 200 Yankees tenting out, playing violins and shooting cannons and shit. It was really fucked up. I had Slayer play the first day I moved in when the neighbors threw me a welcome to the neighborhood party that I never showed up to. And instead I had Slayer play at midnight with every college kid known to man, leaving so many McDonald's wrappers everywhere that they hate my guts still to this day. And I don't blame them.
Right.
I remember when we started out performing years back, we actually played at your venue. What was the venue called?
The Note.
Okay,
Yeah,
I do remember like an earlier tour in our career when we were starting out, just getting going.
Yeah.
That was cool. And,
it was cool because Live Nation booked the shows because I had a good relationship with them. But I never really liked the spot because the parking lot across the street, this guy who owned it wanted, everybody to pay. I was like, dude, I'm not paying $20 to have lunch here. You know what I mean? The lunch doesn't even cost $20. We're in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So there would be this sold out show with an empty parking lot across the street and it would drive me crazy. And one time I parked the Lamborghini in there because I had to run a quick errand and it was towed. So like,
Jesus.
But I have the Guinness Book of World Record of quickest show there at the Note, Westchester, Pennsylvania. Now it was the Wu-Tang dudes, but it wasn't a Wu-Tang member. It was a member that said like, yo, trust me guys, this dog could spit. Just give him a chance.
Yeah.
So I forget what his name was. It might be JJ Sinatra, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Everybody's cheering. Curtain opens and it goes like this. Yeah, because I'm the hottest motherfucker. Oh shit, I'll fucking fall off the stage and his arms broken. Show is over with.
Oh my gosh.
Hey honey, how'd the show go? Not so well. What happened? Well, I'm in the hospital now because the moment I went off stage, I think I got in, because I'm the hardest motherfucker. Then I fell off the stage, broke my arm, and now here we are at the hospital. I drank too much vodka. I didn't know it was free in the green room.
What would you say, Bam, is like the most wild human experience you've ever had in your entire life that you remember?
I would say
you're like, holy shit, this was amazing. I did it, whatever.
I would say I'm in Norway, and it's CKY playing, followed by Turbo Negro, which is from Norway. So everybody's pretty much there to see them. And then Chris Cornell was after that.
Wow.
So we're all sitting in the green room just chilling, and this guy comes up. He's like, everybody needs to really leave the green room. I'm all fucked up on whiskey. I'm like, why is that? They're like, because Chris Cornell's coming through. I'm like, and? And he doesn't want to make eye contact with anybody. I'm like, what? So I'm like, where is this guy? I find a little star that says Chris Cornell in his green room. I kick that shit, and he's sitting there doing his eye makeup, and he just leans over and he goes, get the fuck out of here! He sung it at me. He was like, yo man, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! So then they throw me out head first, and stay out like a movie. So I'm like, whatever. So the next day I have a flight from Amsterdam, from Christiansand, Norway to Amsterdam. It's a 1 hour flight. And the person who I'm with, I'm like, all right, so you're seat 2B and I'm seat 1A, whatever. We don't sit next to each other. It's just whatever. So I look at 1B and it's Chris Cornell. And it was the longest 1 second of like, oh fuck. What am I gonna, I don't even have a wingman to fucking talk to. And my fucking iPhone's dead. I can't listen to music. So I just sit down and like, remember me? He's like, yeah, what was that about? I was like, well, the security guard said that you didn't want to make eye contact with any of the artists in the green room, and I thought that was pretty lame. He's like, well, security tends to say that. I'm like, wait, so you didn't say that? He's like, no. I'm like, well, then I'm Bam. Nice to meet you. So then we were friends, but it was such an initial 1 second that felt like eternity.
Right.
Like, he just sung at me, get the fuck out of here, and threw me out head first, and now I'm sitting next to him for 1 hour with no wingman to help.
That is wild.
That's too funny.
Oh my gosh.
What was the first drip or the first experience of like, I know you're like now you're known like across the world, but when you first got like the feeling of fame, what was like your first experience? Like when someone's like, hey, yo, I know who you are.
Well, it was kind of like this. So at 14, I got sponsored by Fairman Skate Shop, and we would do local demos around the greater Philadelphia area, and I would sign a bunch of autographs for little kids that wanted to skate like me. And then I started winning contests that were like, little amateur things around town. Then it would start to be like New Jersey NSA contest. Then from there, you would have to go to Atlanta. From there, you go to Tampa. So I'm winning all this stuff, and the more sponsors that I got, the more autographs I'm signing.
Right.
And then, man, when CKY came out, and then my brother's band got signed to Island Def Jam, and then through word of mouth, it sold 1 million. That's when everything started to get big, because that's when Jackass used that footage to create a pilot, which, like in a light switch overnight, was like instantly famous, instantly rich, and to the point where like all these girls in my high school that would not even give me the fucking time of day are now like, hey, we're having a party Friday night. Would you like to come with me? I'm like, oh my God, I can see right through this. So I quit. I quit the first day of 10th grade, not because of that. It's because I dared Chris Rabb to shit on somebody's locker that I didn't like, and he did. And they found a piece of shit on his shoelace, so they did the math. He got expelled, and because of me, I just quit because I felt like I double dog dared him to do it, and it was all my fault. Yeah. So it was a good thing that I quit, because, I don't need to find out that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, and then he also sailed the ocean blue to get a fucking job. I want to be a pro skateboarder, and I'm wasting a lot of time.
Right. Yeah.
For real.
I need to get to California, get on a fucking magazine, and that's exactly what I did.
Yep.
But from there, it went to, $1 million right guard commercial. Get extreme, get right guard. 1 day work, $1 million. And a lot of skateboarders were like, boom, sold out. Fuck yeah, I did. And they just asked me to do it again, and I'm gonna. Extreme right guard, get extreme. Hell yeah, it's the best deodorant I've ever had.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because skaters are like, you gotta keep a real dog. You gotta ride for like Spitfire wheels and like independent trucks. You can't be riding for no like McDonald's or toothpaste or whatever. Which I didn't, but like, they consider that. You can't ride for it. I'm Bam, and I love Colgate toothpaste because no. But $1 million, get extreme, get right guard. Oh, I will.
Hell yeah.
And then I would host VH1 Rock Honors with like Genesis and Heart, and they give me like $80,000 to host that, and it would just. The more that people find out how much you're making doing this, they know that there's a price tag to it. So they're not going to waste your time unless the offer is good. So I would say yes to all these things. There was this little game called Kaponk, which you throw a ball and it bounces into a cup and it makes a neat noise. They paid me $80,000 to sit there, and I actually had fun with this game.
Awesome,
I'm like, boop, 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 boop,
for sure.
So shit like that.
Yeah.
So man, going back on what you were saying before about the cars, and you've reached all your goals. I mean, the shows, the brand deals.
Yeah.
You've owned pretty much every car imaginable that everyone would want to own. What's the BAM 2.0 look like? going forward? Like, what do you want to accomplish now?
Now that I'm sober and I have a fucking red hot fuck piece of a wife, and I'm skating every day, all that time that I spent at the bar drinking, I now put to something more positive, such as skating, stretching, or walking a dog, or painting a picture, or whatever it is.
That's awesome.
That I'm working with a band called Amor a Lunam from Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, it's like really awesome gothic rock, and they have what it takes. And
you sung on that. That sounded great. I listened to those.
So I've been doing all the things that I've been putting off because, here's a good example.
Yeah.
When somebody would say, I'll give you 20 grand to make an appearance, all you have to do is sign autographs for 2 hours. Do you want to do it? And I'd say, no, I do not. And my manager would be like, it's 20 grand for 2 hours. Why do you not want to do it? I'm because I don't want to appear anywhere. I'm 250 pounds. I look like Bam ate Bam.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be some sweaty meatball taking photos with people, knowing what they're thinking. What happened to Bam? Well, I've been drinking too much and I've been on pills that I'm forced to take. And, here's another thing. You can't tell somebody that they're simply not in a movie because you drink too much when all y'all do anyway, and you're not getting $5 million, man. People kill for much less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
You're simply not in it. All right, well, what about my $5 million? Yeah, you're not getting that either. You mean the footage that you stole of something that I already made before you even thought of Big Brother or Jackass? And I'm simply not going to get... No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're getting sued, and you're lucky you don't get killed.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Come on, you fucking American greed.
Yeah, I know. It's at a point, I remember you were selling more skateboards than Tony Hawk even.
Hell yeah, $20,000 a month for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
Hawk was like doing 12,000, but when it started to die down, and I mean, at one point for 10 years when I didn't skate, I didn't sell anything at all. But it's good, dude, to have so many extremes, ups and downs. It's a fucking fun roller coaster. Absolutely. And everybody loves to see a falling star. And they also want to see one rise again.
Yeah,
and if you're Tom Cruise and you're constantly like, hello, Oprah, everything's great because it always is. And I have another hit movie called Mission Impossible 10. Well, they're obviously not impossible. You're up to fucking 10. And it's like, I'm always happy and I never do anything bad. No, I'm a fucking train wreck. I wrote the book of bad decisions. And the fact that I did 8 days in jail, and I'm like, well, the book of bad decisions is officially closed the chapter because I am not doing anything bad anymore.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you've learned from all your mistakes, which is cool.
Hell yeah, man. Like you can't give any kind of knowledge. There'll be some like therapists in treatment that are like, this is what you need to do. I'm like, wait a minute. Have you ever done coke? No. Have you ever done crack? No. Have you ever done meth? No. Have you ever gotten Larry fuck up till you blacked out and didn't remember it? No. Well, then how can you help me? I need somebody that's done what I did to know how to fix
exactly.
it. Yo, Bam, I was so fucked up on crack that I didn't know how to stop, but then this happened, and then maybe you can fix it that way. Yep. You can't be like, I'm a doctor that knows all this stuff but never experienced any of it. I'm just going what the book says. Fuck you.
For sure. That's one thing I've always wondered is where does the term larried up come from? And is there a Larry?
Anthony from the Bloodhound Gang kind of made it up. He was like,
gotcha.
Somebody was just like, he's like, man, you are all Larry'd up. That was funny. All right, so I'm a really good friend and a really good...
got a talented friend in the
his
building.
name is Navarone, and he's Priscilla Presley's son. He's a very fucking talented musician. We've been working on some songs together. He has his own band called Them Guns, but he needs to come here now.
Hey, what's up, bud?
How's it going, everyone?
Happy to have you here as well today.
So he gives me a phone call only like 2 days ago. He goes, yo, Bam, I'm in Philly. Where are you at? I'm like, I'm in Los Angeles. Why are you in Philly? He's like, I'm working on my clothing line, but Priscilla and I are doing like a Q&A type thing. My dad listens to Elvis, only Elvis. He hates Springsteen, he hates Stones, he hates Beatles, he hates anything that isn't Elvis. And he cried the whole way home. He got to hang out with Navarone and hang out with Priscilla Presley. He said it was the coolest fucking show he's ever seen.
That's awesome.
He's still on a cloud 9 right now. But so what were you doing? You got these jackets that you made?
The clothing line Navarone by Laurent Cosa. We're just coming out with it.
Everyone watching, he's got a super talented band, Them Guns, and what are you guys working on now?
I'm solo now. We were together 13 years. COVID happened. that's how we actually met. Right at the end of COVID, me and Yerky from 69 Eyes were recording a song together, and after he said, "I'm going to dinner with Bam. I think Bam would like to meet you. Do you want to come to dinner with Bam?" I said, "Hell yeah!" Awesome. And I had actually just been attacked by a camel, so he was talking about having 16 staples, and I had 34 staples in my head when I met him.
Yeah. Dude, he got mauled by this camel, and if I have 16, that means that yours is probably triple.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I think that's what caught his attention originally, and we kind of bonded over that.
How did you get mauled by a camel? What's the story behind that?
I was at a animal sanctuary, and they just got these camels from a circus
here in California.
In Acton.
Oh yeah.
But they just got these circus camels, and they'd been abused and all that stuff, and it was a sanctuary. But they were like, "Hey, do you want to go in there with them?" And I was like, "Yeah." All right.
Not thinking you're gonna get
I never thought they were dangerous.
Right,
you know?
right.
And then I was giving it popcorn, ran out of popcorn, and it actually ate the whole plastic bag of popcorn. So I was like trying to be like, "No, don't do it." And then it just grabbed my hand, and then it like picked me. They're huge.
Yeah,
You don't realize how big they are. And it picked me up off the ground by my finger, threw me on the ground. The 2,000-pound camel got on top of me. While it was on top of me, it bit my head, and my mom is sitting there taking pictures. I have pictures of the incident.
She's like, "Oh,
my mom's
so cute. He's getting
she's
along
like,
with
"Now
the camel."
smile." Oh my God! But
Well, happy you're in a good positive spot now. And,
Thank you.
And I'm sure Bam too, like having a son, really changed. What was that inspiration of having a son, to change your world as well?
Yeah, I mean, for me, myself, and I to get sober, I had to do it for myself. But Phoenix, that's 100%. I'm like, I am not going to be some drunk ass father anymore. Like, well, he was only like 1. When he was 2, that's when I got locked up and they threw away the key. So I never got to spend quality time with him until I got out of treatment when he was like maybe 5.5. And now every month I have to pay for a monitor to watch everything that I do. But I mean, we have good quality time, but to have somebody there like analyzing everything, I think the first time when I showed up, I was like, "So Phoenix, what's your favorite cartoon?" "Is cartoon a code word for anything?" I'm like, "No, I really want to know because I haven't seen him for 3 years and I have no idea what he watches."
Exactly. Yeah, man.
How old is he now? How old's Phoenix now?
Now he's 7. He's born on Christmas, and he just got the Superstar Award in in elementary school because he apparently raises his hands the most and gets the most correct answers. So
Nice.
Whenever I see him, I give him this whole brand new book bag with like all these teddy bears, a couple like health bars, candy bar, fucking Scherzberg cards because he loves Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
And just socks and shoes from like Vans because they hooked me up. So does S. So I give him like these little skate shoes. So he has a lot to cool shoes to go to school with. When I went to school, I had one pair with a big hole in it from doing ollies, and I always got made fun of. So I don't ever want that to happen.
For sure.
What are like some of his dreams? Does he have dreams yet? Everybody wants to do yet in life?
See, I'm still getting to that right now when I see him, because when I do see him, we're usually at Dave and Buster's playing air hockey or racing or so there's never a time to like ask him anything, and I really got to watch what I say because there's pretty much like a typewriter with a deposition typing every living word that comes out of my mouth.
Jeez.
Well, I feel like that with what you've accomplished, it's super, super inspiring, and I think that's an amazing way to end it. You know, and I just seriously, guys, I want to thank you, man, for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, bud.
yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you guys
And
being here.
where do you score one of these jackets when the time is? Because
where could people get that?
Coming from somebody,
I'll definitely be
me,
hooking
who
you
wants
up.
one, where do people going to go?
We're setting up
right
the
there, bud.
website and everything right now for Laurent Navarone by Laurent Koza.
Navarone.
Yep.
And where can we find your music as well?
My band Them Guns has Spotify, iTunes, all that. And now for my solo, I'm just starting to release that slowly. I'm putting out my first works on all those.
Awesome. Well, everyone be on the lookout. And to close it,
To close it, what's everybody's middle name in the street they grew up on? Because if you ever wanted to do a porn, that would be your porn name. So I'm Cole Concord. This is Garibaldi Summit.
Garibaldi Summit.
I'm Glenn Sunny Hills.
Let's see, Anthony Riley.
And
Yeah, Michael Riley. But you know what? That sounds pretty good.
My wife is Marie Reynolds.
Michael Riley sounds like a porn name. But seriously, Bam, to everyone watching, we appreciate you watching. And Bam, to every fan of yours in the world, a piece of inspiration to make your dreams a reality. And anyone that's struggling with addiction, what's like something you'd tell everyone?
I would say
real advice,
real advice, like serious advice.
It's never too late. And when you think that like all hope is lost, because dude, I was there and I'm like, now that I developed this biker dude he always shakes my hand and gives me a bag of Coke in Westchester when I'm chilling outside drinking, because it's a college town. So one day it stung my nose and I was like up for 3 days on. I was like, yo, what was that? He's like, oh no, it was speed. So I got hooked on that, and I did not think there was anything that could make me stop that. And I'm like, I am going to die this way, because there's no fucking way that I could even go an hour without doing it again.
Right.
And I did that for a little while. And you can't just stop and go to treatment. You got to hit your own kind of rock bottom. And mine was being under the bridge like Anthony goddamn Kiedis.
Yeah.
Did that song. So I was like, this is it for me. So once you hit your own rock bottom and your mind is really set on, I don't want to live this lifestyle anymore. It's not like it's overnight and you're going to be in the gym having all kinds of fun, meeting some hot girl, drinking a smoothie. It takes time.
Exactly.
And as long as you want to deal with there's going to be some rough parts, but it's like going to the gym for the first time after not going for a year. It sucks.
Right.
But on day number 5, you're like, all right, I got a routine going. I'm feeling pretty good. It's fucking awesome now. So like, just know it's not going to be a pleasant journey, but when it happens, it's fucking great.
Yeah, things get better. Yeah, absolutely.
So just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
I was thinking like, I'm at a bar on Friday night and you're in there like, whoa, right, guys? And it's like, yeah, whoa. It's like, but what are you wooing about? It's so fucking fun.
Right.
All you're at is a nightclub blasting music, drunk as hell, going, yeah, right, guys?
Right. Yeah.
We're having such a great time, but are you really?
Man, I feel the same way.
But are you really?
Yeah.
In LA, it's called Barney's Beanery.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out.
Shout out to 69 Eyes. They have a new documentary coming out, Lost Boys making of, edited by Joe Franz, directed by me. Fucking very well done of a job of Franz. It took him a very long time to do it, and when you see the edit, you could tell, because he found every little clip that there was some that was like, good luck trying to find that tape, but he did.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, Bam, before you go, at all the Black Auction shows anywhere in the world, we sign posters at them. We got a signed poster for you.
Yeah.
And then also we have an award-winning barbecue sauce, banging barbecue sauce.
Sick.
It's in over 40 stores in the U.S. now. It's award-winning.
Hell to the yeah.
Dude, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just want to say thank you so much for all the inspiration over years. I know everyone in my generation and around it was just like watching Viva La Bam, doing all that stuff and emulating Bam and trying to do that. And that was like the coolest shit in the world, bro.
So.
Thank you. For sure. As a kid growing up, being alone, having no friends, whatever, I would always just put on the Viva La Bam. I still got the DVDs and just watch that shit. That's awesome. And, at the loneliest times, that was fucking got me through it. Playing drums. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, that's a wrap. World peace.
Hell yeah.